right, in this question, I'm asked to find the absolute maximum value of the function that we were given. And so a couple of things here. We know that there are a couple of places that we have to look. If you have a function, you could have a relative minimum or maximum point that is also the highest or lowest point, but it's also possible that your overall highest or lowest point could be at one of the endpoints of an interval. So you always have to check the endpoints. We're always going to have to check 0 and 9 in the original function and any places where there are relative minimums and maximums. So the relative minimums and maximums, of course, happen when the derivative is equal to 0 or undefined. The derivative here is going to be x squared minus 8x plus 12. It'll never be undefined, but it could be equal to 0. And you can factor that, x minus 6 times the quantity x plus 2. And so the derivative could be 0, 6, or x is equal to negative 2. Okay, so remember, we want the maximum value of the function. That's an output value. So we need to check the endpoints, and we need to check 6 and negative 2. Okay, those are called the candidate values there. Okay, so 6 and negative 2 and the endpoints. So I'm going to clear a lot of this out. 6 and negative 2 and the endpoints. All right, so here we go. So I'm just going to put together a little table here, and let's try these values. So we have the negative 2, and we have the 6, and the endpoints of the interval are 0 and 9. Okay, those are all the values you want to check. By the way, negative 2, not between 0 and 9, so we can already go ahead and take that out. Now remember, we're looking for the highest value of function f. Okay, we're not putting this back in the derivative. We just want the largest value, and wherever that occurs, that's what we're going for. So we can find f of 0. F of 0 here would be negative 5. Okay, f of 6, if you substitute that in, apparently you will also get negative 5. And it turns out that is going to be equal to 22 if you substitute it back into the function. Okay, so there are actually two minimum values here. They would happen at two different places. The maximum here is occurring when the function value is equal to 22. Now be careful. If they ask you for the maximum value of the function, the maximum value of this function is 22 on that interval. That is the highest output value that you're going to get for that function on the interval. But if you read the question carefully, it says that the maximum value occurs when x is what value? And of course, in this case, it's going to be when x is equal to 9. So option E, what just happened there? So that's going to be option E in this thing, and that is our final answer.